Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are continuing our Mars window launches. This is another fuel pod run as part of our Twitch live stream recap, but I will very quickly turn you over to Old Me, live during the show. Alright, so SAS is on, throttle is set to full, ignition. 10,000 RD-170s roar to life. Clamps off. And we're skyward. It is a nice rocket I got here. This was entirely made by a human person. He's one of our external contractors who has contributed multiple craft to this install in this series so far, and this one is by far the Hasselhoffiest. So 1.1.3 is a balancing act. Yeah, so I saw your video about switching from 1.2 to 1.3. And I salute you, sir. And I can't wait for more stuff on your channel. Raider Nick, how's it going? Started gravity turn in earnest, I assume, anyway. Like I said, I'm all out of sorts today, so I imagine just everything is going to be a dumpster fire. So prepare yourselves for dumpster fires accordingly. Glitch Penguin, thanks for the follow. I really hope I didn't pitch down too much. Yeah, that's the last thing we need, but honestly, I usually don't pitch down quite enough, so too much would be a pleasant change from the usual dumpster fire. And yes, 1.1 is evil. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you could make it out to a Twitch stream. 1.35, I'll let that get away from me a little bit. There we go. Let's wrestle that back into shape. 40 kilometers per hour. It's currently 24, so I probably did pitch into this. Have I thought about starting an RP-1? Yes, I have. I've put lots of thought into it, actually. It's been probably the most asked question at this point. But I decided I was going to stick with this save in 1.1.3 until it becomes untenable, or until I feel like I've gotten to a point where starting over is, I don't know, more worthwhile. But so, like, if this save file were to break tomorrow, I would start over in 1.3.1. I'm really hoping I can drag it along for another year or so until Realism Overhaul and RP-1, RP-2 is updated and ready for KSP 1.6. I'd rather move into that because it's a lot more stable. I have absolutely no desire to transfer saves, Jim. I've seen many a quality save get killed by trying to move them around, and I'm just not interested. And there's so much of a difference between 1.3 and 1.1, or even 1.2 and 1.3. I don't know if it would be tenable. And I have failed to pitch down enough yet again. Dang it. I thought I was going too low, and now I'm going too high. always all the things. Well, we're coming up here on booster sim, so our TBR is about to shift dramatically. 4.5 currently. There's booster flameout and separation. Oh, please clear that booster. Why are you moving like that? 108. Okay, good. Fairings up. Clearing away. Thank goodness. 239. Let's just, 3 minutes of runtime left on this stage. We should have a little bit of topping off to do from our Hoffel stage. Let's kick on some radiators that should have been action grouped. Excellent. Yeah, maybe I probably do want to pitch down. It's just done continuing the series for decades. I hope Google has enough server space for the Windows 3 series. I'm thinking it'll be at least a year before it's ready, and I don't really want to start a new playthrough that will be a multi-year project for something that isn't quite ready. Well, SimG just wants me to kill a bunch of Kerbals. Say, RP-1 is difficult, Jim. That is without a doubt. Imagine being the first Kerbal to die in a polar solar orbit. Yeah, wow, hi, relative inclination did not get away from me like I thought it would. That's... what a lucky coincidence. Really should have locked all these tanks. And there's one tucked into that heat shield that's going to be difficult to get a hold of. Maybe I locked it already. Probably not. You can see our inspiration here clearly for our revamped emergency supply pod, as it were. Core gets to orbit? No, not typically. Human person designed this specifically to cut down on orbital debris, so the core stage will burn out before we hit orbit, and the rest of circularization will be done by David Hasselhoff. How's it going, really, Popstario? How's it going? This was not made by me. Just for the record. Although I really enjoy flying it. Yeah, about 38 seconds of runtime left on this, and then David Hasselhoff will take over and hopefully round out our approach to orbit. 5.4 is probably going to have 4 and some coin left, so the transfer to Mars might be just a little tight. I'd much rather have way too much performance than just barely enough, because I am not an actual space program. How much DV do you need to get in orbit around Mars from the surface? Depending on your ascent profile, I usually try to plan for about 5 kilometers per second. It should be able to be done for a whole lot less than that. 4 point something, 4 and some coin. And then transfer back to Earth, depending on your window, is somewhere like 2,400 meters per second, I think. I always plan for 3,500 and come home with some change, which is always nice. RCS to arm. Activate radiators. And I agree with you entirely on that statement, Glitch Penguin. That's why I love career mode. Are we having some jitters here? Hope not. 6,400 meters per second. Yeah, maybe a little bit of thruster assist for absolutely no reason whatsoever. David Hasselhoff's Galactic Radio. Now maybe. Now we got some room. We can fall back to Earth a little bit. I need to try to be kind of efficient on this because I screwed up the rest of the launch pretty badly. If you spin stabilize with Hoff Butte. No, but only because David Hasselhoff doesn't get motion sickness. I don't know, there's some weird justification in here, I'm sure. And no spoilers, Wookie. Talking about enhancing shuttles. Oh, Pulse, you have nachos? David Hasselhoff wants to know your location. Allow? Deny? I want some nachos. He already knows. He's looking right at you, no matter where you move. He just kind of follows you. Alright, come on, Hoff. Let's do the orbit thing. Are we still that far off periapsis? No, I mean we are falling, so it's being pushed up behind us. So yeah, a little bit of just leaning back. Wow, relative inclination at 2.4. I haven't looked at that number in literally minutes, and I'm surprised it is a number less than 1. Yeah. About 500 meters per second burned off, more than I would have liked. That does go about affecting the landscape some. I really need this one to work. Like, I really, really need this one to work. Come on, camera change. 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, shutdown. 320 by 150. Terrible orbit. Par for the course. Alright, let's get plotted here. Mars set as target. Go away rendezvous planner. Bring out maneuver planner. Calculating. Lowest EV in 29 days. ASAP 4.4. Create node. Looks good enough for me. We're not going to have enough to do it anyway. What? Come on, Kate. Oh, come on. No, no, no. Okay, spinning wheel scared me for a second. I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to drop a bomb for some reason. In 41 minutes, so that's good. A little bit of boil off down there, not a whole lot, although liquid oxygen does have a little bit of boil off also. Out. Problem not really fixed, but why did I switch to map view? Alright. Let's get in position here. So yeah, my next launchers are not even done being manufactured yet, so I can't start the rollout, right? 17 minutes. Let's come out of time warp and deal with this later. Let's almost come out of time warp. 12, 11, 10, 9. There we go. No connection. I forgot to boot the comms. And I can't because we have no connection. That's, you know, predictable. Alright, that's those. Need you. Keep going, buddy. Where'd the node go? Yeah, sorry about the view. I'm obviously trying to accomplish something. It's just not going to happen. Okay, then. Did you forget comms? Yes, yes you did. We still have no connection, but the rest of our automated system should be fine. I just really need to click this tank, and I don't think I can until after we get rid of David Hasselhoff. Because reasons. Alright, 5 minutes out. Let's go ahead and do this. Ullage. Very unstable, of course it is. Risky, very stable. Ignition. Whoa there, buddy. Where are you going? Alright, I need to try to get this interior tank. And I don't think it's going to happen with sensitivities being what they are. Oh, maybe. Yes. Bingo. In. Brilliant. And of course we're going to leave that open. He's a human bomb. He's going to be the first Hasselhoff stuck in a heliocentric orbit for literally ever. Laughson 1.2.2, aim camera. Yeah. I work with what I've got. That's half the fun of this whole thing. Now, why don't we have a connection? Where are we, and what are we coming over? Predictable. We're over nothing. Although we're coming across Australia, and yeah, our geosyncs are where they're supposed to be, over the Atlantic Ocean to aid with launch. Not back here, because I have not had this problem in literally months. Hasselhoff must live. He will live forever in heliocentric orbit. Forever. Oh, if we aren't over... I'll say, that's, node's 4 minutes or 2 minutes away. By the time we hit node, we should definitely have contact again. Where are we? Obviously. 3263-827. We're not... Is that the trash compactor level? It's so crucial. Yeah, I know. I get easily distracted. I should add it, I suppose. I know, I keep saying I'm gonna, and then I just don't. Because this is where I am at in life. He knows what you did. He's judging me for not having camera focus changer. I can only assume, anyway. Alright, minute 50 seconds left to burn. Minute 45 left on the node. Ah, we have contact. Activate short range. Yeah, we'll activate our long range while we're at it. Earth. Activate. Good day, sir. Thank you. I can do this with stock. The advanced tweakable thing. In 1.1.3? I'm sure I would have advanced tweakables enabled. I would sign a petition to paint David Hasselhoff on the SLS. There is our departure camera change, so we will at least be leaving Earth SOI. Allow us to do a Twitch pick? At what now? Staging ELE ignition. Well, this doesn't bode very well. Oops, I left one of those unlocked. Whoopsies. Oh, this does not bode very well at all. I don't think we have enough fuel. It was not intended that way, but yeah, crappy orbit, crappy parking orbit, crappy ascent. Oh, everything here just went bad. As predicted. It might be. We're gonna see what we can't suss out. I mean, we're kind of on point with most of the transfer burn, so maybe there's a couple of meters per second. No, not even a little bit. Yeah, this one's coming up short. This makes me so mad. So incredibly mad. I forgot to put radiators on the emergency backup ones. No lock tanks, not anymore. They are all completely open, and all of these are emptied already. That was supposed to be our docking fuel, by the way. I guess I could have made these emergency decisions a little earlier, but we'll see what happens. Nope. Push stupid things to stupid places when launched on stupid rockets. That's fair. Earth gravity assist. Yeah, it would have been a good thing to plan for. And would have made this feasible, but I did not anticipate this transfer to Mars being so ungodly expensive. I was used to them being at most 35 to 400 or 4 kilometers per second, not 4.5 kilometers per second. So I feel like this pod is going to work, just not at this transfer window. And that makes me quite nervous. And there's Flame Out, we're dead. And not going to Mars. 88 meters per second shy. Oh, and really, the other resupply pod will cut this from the stream. Yeah, there's no fuel. This thing can't do anything anymore. We're done. And after that resounding failure, we would roll out to the launch pad our snack bombs, or food missiles, snack missiles. Anyway, these are the resupply pods intended to keep the Mars Surface Lab operational for longer than the 1 year of life support that it is currently carrying. And it was a frame rate killer. Almost 600 parts on the launch pad brought us down to like 10 frames per second, probably less than that, but it was atrocious in real time. So I've sped it up a whole bunch, and it comes out to be about 3 to 4 times real speed after compressing it 8 times, give or take. The launch itself was nominal. Our DN6B performing absolutely flawlessly despite my subpar piloting. Actually, this one was pretty good. We had a pretty clean launch to orbit. Everything tended to work out pretty well. We did have to wait on the pad a little while to let the boosters fuel because I forgot to turn the pump clamps on. So we were not without my disastrous hand intervening. We'll be coming up here on booster sep in just a second, but I do want to talk about the issue we did have with this launch, which had nothing to do with my piloting. For a change, unlike last time. It seems that Kerbal Space Program does not like near 600 part vehicles and has decided to clip many of the resupply pods together, and also the fuel for the retro boosters that landed these pods did not get copied over. So quite legitimately, this thing should not have been able to carry as many pods as it did, even though the life support supplies seem to have copied over just fine. The fuel supplies did not. So, and the clipping that Kerbal Space Program insists on doing, renders most of these pods completely useless, because if we separate them, it's just going to create a huge explosion. But they did make it safely to orbit. I did run out of time before we could do our trans-Mars injection, but that's probably for the better, seeing as how we're going to have to take some intervention to rectify the issue with the clipping anyway, so we'll probably get to that in the next episode. That's going to do it for this one, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.